This is great joy for me to have you in my book because you really are vegan and New York for me and for so many of my friends. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I would like to make an introduction here. Bart Potenza.
Hi.
And this is Joy Pearson. And I always think of you like a Cher, you know, your name is Benet, but vine rib. So it's just fabulous that we can share all of this together. Bart, you were the ringleader of this.
Well, they gave me the title of founder. I kind of like that. Yeah. I guess over 30 years ago. The original Healthy Candle was created on 71st and Lexington. It was a landmark juice bar. It had been there for 50 years as a juice bar. And people like Ann Lindbergh and Mrs. Thomas Dewey used to have their juices there.
Oh my goodness.
So somewhere in 1984, I was told it was available for sale. It was called Sonny's at the time, but the women who owned it used to light candles at night just to bless the place. So something about that made me name the new operation Healthy Candle.
Oh,
and that's
great.
when Joy came on board a couple of years after that, and together we created Candle
in
Cafe.
One day, right? It's
true. Just about. I made her a sandwich, and her life was never the same. Try to remember what was in that sandwich.
And I could interject that you recently got married.
We sure did. Yeah, vegans can be romantic too. We've been literally working together 24/7 for all those years too, barely apart. Yeah. It's quite a unique situation that we created for each other and for the place, and hopefully for all the people that come and eat now to restaurants.
But Joy, you were a nutritionist to begin with.
Yes, I was a nutritionist, and I stumbled into Bart's place to eat lunch. And then I would go there every day because I was feeling so good from the food.
Did you begin working with him there?
I became the nutritionist on staff for him. And then I don't know if you know the story, but I think you do, Linda, the story of winning the lottery.
Yes.
So we won the lottery on Friday the 13th and opened Candle Cafe together.
And Benet, how did you come into this equation?
I too wandered in. I wandered into the Candle Cafe. Cafe's been open 17 years. I wandered in 16 years ago in November of '95. And I fell in love madly with the food and with Joy and Bart, and I was working in financial services at the time.
You were traveling around the world, weren't you?
Traveling around the world, but Candle was my home base, and I was a customer, I became a friend, I became a helper, and in the fall of 2002, Labor Day weekend, I said to Joy and Bart, if you're serious about growing the business, I would love to come on board. Is that a possibility? And
wow.
I came on board, and we opened we opened Candle 79 a year later.
Something that I know you feel dear about, Bart, is the health crisis in this country. Yeah. And a lot of the group that I'm aiming at really have probably the major problems in relation to health.
Right.
And I think they're ready to hear some of this information.
Sure.
And you have a feeling about
well, it's we can all three of us take a take similar to what I want to share what you just said, because it is a big investment in health and well-being. One of the things we say by eating vegan food or becoming a vegan, your carbon footprint is 25% less on the planet. That's just intrinsically what you do and what you eat, what you wear, how you recycle, affects the well-being of the planet. So I can almost take that worldly view and hopefully bring it back down to this conversation. Say it's not about bragging. People want it. I mean, we have a client base that's from all over the world, every age group. We're feeding a fourth generation, and they're practically disciples for us. They're the ones that are really spreading the word. We hopefully present the food in such a manner that it impacts them, influences them, makes them feel good. Joy and Benet in particular work with we're surrounded by many major hospitals here. Mm-hmm. We work on nutrition programs. People come in after they've had their heart attacks or their cancers or what have you, and then we work with them, and we see that miracle almost every day. So I guess the bottom line point is this is like an invitation we want to give to people to come on board. Even what we call baby steps, small steps, whatever it is. And I say eat it as fresh as you can. We prefer vegan, we prefer vegetarian, but whatever you're eating, make it as fresh as you can, as close to where it came from as you can. Because one of the other problems besides people eating bad, they're eating it in a bad way. They're eating too many canned foods, fast food, fat, sugar, and a shooting match. Right. And when you get the impact of, as we have obviously, it takes over your life in a way. It becomes a good addiction.
And are you finding, Joy, as well, as a nutritionist, that the change in people who, from the time some people just first came in the door, and now maybe even months later or a year later, whatever, they're still coming?
I think it has. I think this cuisine has a profound impact on people, and it does. When you feel good, you want to feel good again. So we've got a lot of repeat customers, and a lot of people who wanted us to write our book so that they could take it home and make the food for their friends and family. But it has a profound impact on people, and people do want to keep coming in for more. I mean, it happened to me, so it's not. So I understand how it happens to our customers. It's so delicious and it's so satisfying, and I think what you said too is that to change people from a burger or a steak to eating vegan. But what we do is we make it fun because we have burgers and we do have seitan steaks and we do have all those flavor profiles and all the exciting herbs and spices that make any cuisine delicious. So our cuisine has that same gift.
And aren't people really looking for flavor?
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
That's what you
Right.
have to dispel, this idea
Exactly.
that vegan food's not flavorful.
Right.
It's especially flavorful.
Especially flavorful.
Yeah. Why did you become vegan, Vinay?
I was vegetarian first, really for compassion. I became vegan more for health. I was having a lot of allergy issues, and I looked up allergist in the phone book. I was living in northwestern Massachusetts, and I wound up, somebody was watching me from above, and I wound up with a holistic allergist who sort of taught me that nutrition equal health. And it's so big now. Like, I get it at so many levels. It's, it's nutrition and health for your body. It's for the planet. It's for the people that are growing your food, so they're not breathing in pesticides and they're not involved in an activity that's, violent. And it's just, the impact is just huge, and it's such a beautiful gift to be able to share this with so many.
What do you see from a business standpoint, the future? Or your hope?
My hope is that no one will ever walk into a McDonald's again in their life. That it just, will be replaced by, mini candles and the veggie grills and that it should just be vegan, delicious food that's available. And I know that it won't be all vegan, delicious food, but at least should be local and organic and healthful for people, because we're killing people. I mean, I heard the other day that 10-year-olds are getting tested for diabetes.
Oh, yes.
10-year-olds.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
That's a crime.
With fatty streaks in their arteries already.
That's a crime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it certainly is. And when we think back to some of our parents or our grandparents, they had pretty much a better idea
Yes.
Yeah.
of what we were to be doing.
Yeah.
I still recall my mother saying, "Now eat that lettuce, it's roughage." And I thought, roughage? I don't want to eat something that's rough. And now we call it fiber.
Yeah.
But my mother would say
Right.
roughage, and to this day I can hear her saying.
Sure.
We're all three very active with the New York Coalition for Healthy School
For
Food.
sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Could you say a few points about that?
Yes. The New York Coalition for Healthy School Food is committed to changing school food to be more plant-based. We're getting plant-based options into schools. We're developing recipes. And it's so exciting. I was in a school the other day, and you see the kids get really excited to be empowered to take their health into their own hands. And they really love the food. And they love to learn how to prepare it. And it's so empowering. They can go home and cook for their parents. And I think it's revolutionary. And I think it's such an important part of what we need to do. I think it's imperative that we act with our kids right now.
And so many mothers are talking now about their 7th or 8th grader coming home and saying, "I'm not going to eat meat anymore." And so what do you say to a mother like that? What do I make?
What I do actually, and it's happened before, is that I encourage them to what to buy, what to shop for, snack foods, and really trying to replace what they already do, so it's not an overhaul, but it's a gradual, step-by-step transition to eating cleaner and 100% plant-based for their kids.
Yeah. Can you think of one dish that everyone seems to like without fail? That that, boy, if I give them this, it's a safe thing.
Well, for me, it's chimichurri. I love chimichurri. It's the citrus cilantro marinated seitan on a stick. And I think it is...
Explain seitan.
Seitan is a wheat protein.
Yeah.
And I think seitan, I'm very seitan savvy. I love it, and I love to turn people onto it. I've never had...
You spell it?
Seitan, Seitan.
And it's very much a meat texture.
It's the texture that has a meat-like consistency.
Yes. And then it's flavored in a way that you find pleasing.
Yes.
That then they find pleasing.
And grilling, you know, it's like they can use their old techniques. And really what I try to do is just try to say, how did you prepare your animal protein? Now let's prepare seitan the same way. Or let's take tofu and let's prepare it the same way so that it's an easier transition. It's the same thing when we opened Candle Cafe. We did a double bacon cheeseburger, all vegan, because people wanted that meaty textures and they wanted a big burger. So we accommodated through that, and it was delicious and fun for people. I always believe in also making it fun. I don't think drudgery ever works for people.
Yeah, and easy to prepare.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely is. Benet, I'm going to put you on a spot. What is your favorite dish at Candle 79 or Candle Cafe?
Wow.
Like
I'm gonna say the grilled kale salad and the seitan piccata. I know that's two, but like you have to have a starter and you have to have an entree.
Right,
so,
there we go.
The grilled kale salad it has spelt berries and turnips and raw onions and avocado, which I think is the ultimate food. And I said spelt berries and this kale with this, you know, it's got a chive dressing, and then our seitan piccata, because like Joy, I'm a big proponent of seitan, in a lemon caper sauce, like Walter loved with the potato and the cream spinach.
Joy, what about you? Right here, right now, if you had to eat, and you would say, you can't eat at Candle ever again, what are you going to eat today?
I think Benet picked it very well, actually.
Okay.
I think that was a home run. I love the kale salad and I love the piccata.
Isn't it interesting how much kale has become popular?
Yes, it's become very...
It's very mainstream.
It
It's like the
is.
new iceberg lettuce.
I think you're right, Linda.
A woman was scolding me downstairs at the bar because I don't do the kale at the cafe, you know, like
The kale salad?
the kale salad at the cafe. So you got to have it at both places, you know. They get very attached to the food, as you can hear.
Yes.
Or the place.
But one of the things that also is like when you say Thanksgiving dinner in a plate, it's that is our paradise casserole over at Candle Cafe. It's a layer of sweet potato, a layer of black bean, and a layer of millet, and it's served with a country gravy, and it's served on a bed of kale, like on a bed of greens.
I'm heading there after this.
It is divine, and it's the one item that we can never take off the menu because there would be a revolt.
Yes, it's always some of
And it
those.
also addresses the gluten-free aspect of our menu,
Yes.
too, which is big now.
And so, but none of you have a gluten issue. It's
No.
just the customers
right,
do.
right, yeah.
What do you find? Do you eat the gluten items as well?
Of course, yeah. I mean, I eat everything, as they know. I'm perpetually dining on my food. My personal favorite is the stir fries. I like ginger stir fry with tempeh and sauteed greens. That'll go out of my way.
What's in it more specifically?
Ginger miso dressing sauce, and it's tossed all together with either tempeh or tofu, greens, onions, you know, classic veggies. When I cook personally, and very often with Joy, we pretty much build our meal around some kind of variation on a stir fry, whether we're adding seitan or tofu or tempeh.
Yes, this is always
Over greens. The greens are always there.
Always.
Yeah.
And what kind of greens besides kale do you?
Oh, broccoli rabe is one of my Italian personal favorites. Yeah. Escarole, Swiss chard, all of them.
It's always interesting to ask restaurateurs what they cook at home.
Yeah.
That's always one of my favorite
Oh, yeah.
things. So, with stir fry, how we get back then into, should we have oil? Should we not have so much oil? How do you do it?
You can do a water stir fry. You can do it any way. I mean,
question.
you can do it in a broth. We do a great veggie broth with the roasted vegetables, and you can do your stir fry in that, and then just put it over a bed of brown rice. Or Bart loves it on a bed of soba noodles. And you really don't have to have any oil if you choose not to. I happen to like a nice spicy sesame oil, a toasted sesame oil on a stir fry.
Do
And
you
fresh
use
ginger
a wok, or if someone doesn't have a wok, how do they?
in a saute pan.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yes.
Use what you have.
And delicious, you know, and everything that's fresh from the market. I mean, you could go out and get broccoli rabe, you could get cauliflower, you can get the peppers, you can put it all in there. I bought fennel yesterday. There's so many beautiful local.
And to have
farmers
people not be afraid to try some of these new things they see at the
Exactly.
market.
I say use your inner chef, and you can take any one of our recipes, and if there's something at the market that you want to substitute in, do so. Like if I say use broccoli rabe and you want to use red chard or rainbow chard, have fun doing it and make those substitutions, because really you want to like go to the farmer and see what they picked that day and what's beautiful and fresh, and then to use it.
You can fix most greens the same way.
Yes.
That's,
Thank
I
you,
think,
Will.
the big confusion for a lot of people who are just
Right.
starting, is that they don't realize whether it's collard greens or kale or
Right.
Swiss chard, whatever it is.
Yes.
You can cook it in the same. You use it in the same way.
Yes, even with fruits, if you have pears instead of apples, and you love the way the pears look that week. You can usually substitute a lot of different things, and if you're
Right.
stir frying, you can take any vegetable and do that.
Yeah.
Maybe even in summer, you could put corn in it.
Let's complete our little chat with two things.
All right.
One is, what do you all have here?
Oh, good question. This is the antioxidant potion.
Wow.
It is so deep red because it is so rich in antioxidants and berries. I have a house-made ginger ale, and Benet has a autumn fresca, and it's made with chia seeds.
Ooh, I can see the little specks in there.
It's beautiful.
So delicious.
Oh,
and
so
delicious.
wonderful for you.
Now, are any of these in your new cookbook? Because you have a new cookbook. This is the second book.
Yes, and they are. The ginger ale's definitely in there, and the chia seeds and how you add them to different drinks is in the book. We do have an antioxidant potion, and that's about it. We do have a lot of drinks in the book, though, and it's really exciting because you can add chia, which is really rich in the omega-3s, to any of your drinks. Like I could have put chia in my ginger ale or in the antioxidant
Now, the
potion.
chia seeds, everyone thinks of the chia pet.
I
Right.
know.
Unbelievably, disappointingly so. But they are so nutritious, but I think some people don't know how. You have to soak
You
them
have to
first.
hydrate them. They're little seeds, and then when you put them in water, you stir them into water, and we have a recipe in the book on how to do that. And it hydrates them, and it puffs them out like little tapioca pearls. And it is so fun and so delicious, and also has a very different
And how long do you
mouthfeel.
soak them?
I think you should soak them for at least 30 minutes.
So, Benet, is this your favorite or you just felt like one of these?
These three are my favorite. So ordered one. Thought they were pretty for the camera.
So, whatever happens to come your way, you'll not turn it away.
Chia is also good. I just thought about this, and you can put it in sauces too. You can do it. You can do it culinarily as well. We don't have that in the book, but I'm experimenting a lot with that lately.
The biggest thing is you want to rehydrate them before you use them, because in order to be usable, they have to absorb water. So if you digest them in their raw form, then you're going to pull water from your.
So it's critical that you
Critical.
Very good.
hydrate
Yeah.
them first. So the
How
name
long
of
do
your
we hydrate them here? 30 minutes or?
It's usually overnight, but if we have, something happens in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
we run
And you
out.
can keep it in the refrigerator hydrated, so that you could just take it out of the refrigerator and just add it, so that you can keep them for a few days in the fridge.
Right, that's excellent. I just wanted to thank you so much, and the book can be purchased on Amazon or any bookstore.
Any bookstore.
And it's just simply called.
The Candle 79 Cookbook.
Thank you.
Actually,
Thank
the
you.
Candle 79 Cookbook.
There you are. Thank you, Benet.
Thank you,
Joy.
Linda.
Thank you,
Thank
Bart.
you, Linda.